It is another absolutely beautiful day here on the homestead. I'm going to take some of these logs from our original log deck here. We've gone through over half of them, but we're going to start cutting these, and then we got the ones down below. They're all fir trees and western red cedar down below. We're going to continue cutting pieces for the crawl space foundation for the timber frame build. Let's get this day started. Hopefully you guys can see through this mesh here, but our banana here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's five shoots coming up, and this one right here in the front is almost, that's 12, 14 inches tall. It's gonna get big this year. Our canas are coming up. Even more of them have poked out of the ground. These, this pier over here, I was noticing that Poseidon, don't pee on the plants. Our piers, this pier has about 12 inches of growth on it, new growth. We're looking forward to getting our medley plums. I planted another one. Whoops, excuse me. I planted another, what were these? Yeah, medley plum. So we got our methley plum that we planted in the fall, basically a year and a half ago. And last summer we got to harvest some of the plums off of that tree. And we planted another one. So that plum tree over there started out just like this one. You can see what it looks like. And Tammy's trimmed this one up. But look at how big around that main trunk has gotten compared to this one right here. So this is what, maybe 3/4 of an inch, 5/8 of an inch. And I'd say that this one is at least 2 inches around. We're gonna start off by getting the mill cleared off and properly prepared. I gotta blow out the bandsaw, and I'm gonna change the blade, put a freshly sharp blade in, and I'll take this blade here and I'll put it on our sharpener. I'm gonna clear this off using our leaf blower. Whew. Hey, you saw me there. I got these Gorilla Grip gloves, and put my hand in front of the exhaust, and you definitely don't want to do that. Not only was it hot, but the glove held on to the heat. It didn't dissipate right away. So some of these little pieces I want to keep as for wedges, so I can shim, not wedges, but shims under the log, so that I can put the pith in the middle of the log. We want to make the most out of the usable lumber and minimize the amount of checking and twisting and splitting of the wood. Checking, splitting. Okay. Yeah, note to self, don't put your hand in front of the exhaust. Believe it or not, you'd think that you could put your hand here. You can't. That's exactly where the exhaust is. I gotta take the band saw out of the saw, or the blade. I gotta take the blade out of the saw. Get rid of this wood first. First step in changing the blade is you got to open up the front covers here, and then you got to loosen up on the tension. Take this off. Take that guard off. You should be able to take the blade right out. When you take this blade, we're going to put it in a sharpener. Our blade sharpener works off of 12 volts. So I got a deep cycle 12 volt battery here. And what I usually do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to attach a battery charger to that 12 volt battery. Make sure the polarity is right. Right. And then I'm going to put it on charge. I don't need to charge it. That battery is basically fully charged, but I'm going to be using the power off of it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these clamps for our Woodland Mills, what is it, RS30 Pro blade sharpener. I'm going to connect these clamps to the battery. Positive, well, okay. Negative to negative. Positive to positive. Right? And then I'm going to put the blade that we just took out of the mill. This is the blade I just took out of the HM 130 Max Woodland Mill Sawmill. The blade in here. Yeah. All right. And I'm going to check to see how it runs. So, speed low, on, power on. So it feeds it fine. Right, now I gotta set the depth at which we're cutting on the blade. Seems to be good. 1, 18, 19, and 20. Ooh, that last one was a doozy. Now I'm going to install our stop. And what will happen is once the blade makes a complete evolution, this stop will hit these two switches and shut the machine off. And then while this is running, I usually am cutting some wood. So we'll go on. Hung up. Got some wood stuck to it. Alright, try it again. Usually once I get this thing set up and it seems to be running fine, I'll be working in the mill. And as soon as this hits those switches, it will turn off. So that would be a complete revolution. And once we've gone through, made a complete revolution of that, we have a tooth setter where if we need to, we can make sure the teeth are offset side to side the correct amount. So with this blade, now what we're going to do is we're going to basically clean up the flat surfaces on the blade. Make sure that we don't have any rust that's going to hold us up. Okay, now we're going to address the flat surfaces on the blade. I'm just going to use chainsaw oil, bar oil. We just want to make sure that the blade itself doesn't have a bunch of surfaces, rough surfaces on it where it's going to bind up when it's going through the mill. So this is just general purpose bar oil. And then I got a piece of green Scotch Brite. We're just going to rub down the band. There's a rough spot there. Rub it out. Take it back the way you started. Almost there. I can see where the oil is on the saw blade. See all the way around. Good. Next step is to put it in the bandsaw. So what the goal is while I'm cutting, I'm going to have another band in the sharpener. I'm going to put this away. This is still good. We got a freshly sharpened and conditioned band blade for our bandsaw. That in. Oops. Okay. Now we just want to tighten up the blade a little bit so that it's touching the wheels evenly. I usually run it around. Make sure my wheels aren't loose. These wheel bearings will go out sometimes. I replaced them in the past, right? And once you got the band on the mill, seems to be tracking okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a torque wrench and I'm going to torque it to 30 or 25, sorry. I'm going to torque it to 25 foot-pounds. Foot-pounds. This is the type of torque wrench that actually clicks when you get to the proper torque. Hear it? That's at 25 foot-pounds. And I usually check to see how it's running. That's backwards. That's forward. Seems to be running fine. Now we just gotta close the mill back up. We blew all the sawdust out of the mill earlier with our leaf blower. Now we're gonna close her up. Level. Oh, I gotta put this back on. Gotta put the stop or guard back on. It's a guard, blade guard. Should really be put on before you close it up. I usually put a little oil, bar oil, on this screw because it tends to get tight. You can't get it undone without a hand tool. I'll check. Yeah, there's a groove in here. You can't. You gotta make sure it's in that groove. I might as well show you. And then whoops, I put a little bar oil on these screws. You've got two of them. You got this one. And I do that because, especially this screw right here, has a tendency to tighten itself up, and then you can't undo it by hand. And then I run the guide back and forth, and it's just going to run smoothly. Bring it down. Alright, now we can close it up. And you have one more screw that goes in here. Put a little bar oil on it, just so it doesn't corrode. just finger tight. All right, so 25 foot-pounds on the blade tension, and then gotta get your guide back in, put a little oil on it, put a little oil on that screw, and you're pretty much good to go. Then we gotta check our water. Looks like our water level's good. Water level's good, and I usually put a little bit of Dawn in there so the pitch from the logs, especially if you're milling pine, doesn't stick to the blade. And then we should be good for fuel. And then this blade is going to go on the sharpener. I'll probably dress the edges of this one before I send it through. We got our sawmill all set and ready to go, ready to cut this log into beams for our timber frame build. Catch it in our next episode. If you ain't having your best day, it's all about the attitude. God bless, and see you next time.